Hi everyone, this is Kelly with Kelly Ann Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in McKinney, Texas, and this is my second card for my April class. What's nice about this is a quick, simple card. The hardest part is probably coloring, which isn't too difficult to do. So we're going to be using our Delicate Whisper stamps. What we're going to be using in here is we're going to be using this little flower. We're also going to be using it. Oh, by the way, this is an online exclusive. And then we are also going to be using, Simply Said, we're using the thank you in here. And we will be using the die out of Stylish Shapes. Okay. And this is our card. It's pretty simple. It really isn't much. The hardest part is just doing the coloring and a little bit of stamping. So this is one that you could sit and do a bunch of. And it's just using a little bit of the designer series paper from Delicate Dreams, which is also online. So let's look at what our card kit consists of. Okay, we have our card base, which is out of Lemon Lolly. Nope, it's out of Lemon Lime Twist. I'll get it straight. Lemon Lime Twist. And it is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. Just always be sure you come in and reburnish this so you have a nice crisp edge. You will have a piece of basic white that is 4 inches by 5 inches. Okay. You'll have a piece of uh, Berry Burst, and our Berry Burst is going to be 2 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then we will have a piece of designer series paper. Now you can always put the other side up, but I don't think it's as pretty for some reason as this side with the foiling. So this one is 2 inches by 5 1/4, and you should have an already die cut out thing for your sentiment. So the first thing we're going to do is some coloring. That's going to take the longest, and it really doesn't take too long. We're going to come in here and we're just going to color our flowers. Now I used a Berry Burst background. You could have any color flowers you want. It really isn't that important. But I would change out the mat to match the color of your flowers. That's all I did. And as you can see, it's just a quick light touch on here and we will get all of this done. I did not pre-color one of these, which probably I should have to make the video shorter, but you can watch me do it. It doesn't really take that long. I'm just dabbing it in a few places. Just these little flowers, they just a little dot and you're pretty much colored it. I'm very light with the paintbrush side. If you are more heavy-handed with the blends, I would suggest you use the other side, which is the bullet side. It's a harder nib and therefore you're not crushing it. I paint otherwise, so I'm pretty light with mine. But some people are not, and that's not a problem. That's why we have the bullet end on the other side. I find this one just easier for me. And again, it's personal preference. It's always personal preference when you do, coloring of any kind. And I'm using the blends on this, which is nice. They're alcohol-based markers. Um, and I really like them. They blend really nice. If I was blending, I'm not blending, obviously. I'm just coming in here and filling in my little flowers. And then we're going to do our leaves. So those will take just a second longer than this, but I think you get the idea. It's going to be really, really, really easy. I'm going to start coloring the leaves. I won't finish the leaves on this one because I can come and color it afterwards. I just don't want you to, watch me color is not necessarily the most exciting thing unless I was blending, and I'm not. I'm just putting color down. So let me finish my little flowers here. And then we just have like 3 more flowers to go. Okay, I think I've flowered out enough. I'll get these down here because that's a flower down there, believe it or not. Okay, I think I've got all the flowers. Oh, missed one. Missed one. How can that be? There we go. I think we've got them all done. So I'm going to come in with, that was Berry Burst Light Blend, and I'm going to use the Granny Green Light, and I'll show you what the bullet end looks like. It looks more like a regular marker, and you can just come in and use that to color your leaves. But I'll show you why I like this side better, because for me it doesn't take as long and I can get a nice fine tip and get in there. The bullet seems harder for me. Maybe I'm weird. I could be weird on that one. But again, it is what you get used to. It's kind of like if you're a glue person or you're a tape runner person, adhesive runner person. I started off only glue, learned how to use the other. Now I do both. I prefer glue though. Glue to me is just more forgiving, gives me a moment to line things up. And when I'm in this particular card, we will be using glue, and the reason why is because I only have a 1/16 of an inch margin. I need to get that right, and I need to be able to play with it a little bit if I need um, to do that, because it just gives you that moment of, that little bit of wiggle room before the glue dries. So I guess I'm doing all the leaves. I'm almost done. So I will I will just finish them up real fast. And like I said, it doesn't take very long to do this. You can do your flowers in any other color, but with this kit that I did, I used these two colors to go with the paper, and also to go with, and you might say, well, the paper you used was lemon lime twist, not granny green. Well, I liked granny green better for the leaves. That's the only reason why it's granny green. You could do the other, but they're far enough apart that you kind of think it's the same color. It tricks your eyes. Okay, there we go. We finished it. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to put these two things together and put them on the front of our card. Again, like I said, because I only have a 1/16 of an inch, I am going to come through here with some glue. And I'm generous, but I'm not super generous, okay? And the trick to doing this always is, I'm going to put a little dab down here. Come on, there we go. Is when you line something up like this, you want to grab it from one corner and diagonally grab it at the other corner and just move it around till you think it looks like it's in the right spot before you set down everything. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. I'm going to hold it pretty good on one side, and then I'm going to turn it over. Again, I used glue, so here I am doing this. Now this paper looks like it's got a few little, I call them schnibbles. It's when the blade's not either dull or it's humid when I'm cutting the paper, and I get these little hairy things. Now there's two ways to get them off. You can cut them off. You can use a nail file thing to clean them off, or you can use um, a rubber like this. This is a glue eraser rubber, and it will take off any of the things. You can see there's a little bit of the thing there. So let's put this on here. Again, I'm going to glue because I have a 1/16 of an inch margin. I'm going to be generous with the glue on the sides. Okay. And I'm going to make sure I've got it in the right spot for opening it. And I'm going to put it about a 1/16 of an inch from the fold on the top and the bottom. That looks pretty good to me. I'm going to turn this over. And again, I used glue. I want to get that glue smashed out and as flat as possible to not create any bubble effect. That's the way to make glue look like it's not glue. And we're going to just let that sit while we do some stamping. Okay, so the first thing we're going to stamp is we're going to stamp our sentiment, which is thank you. It's very simple. Thank you. And I'm just going to put that in the middle. Okay, so there's my thank you. And then I wanted these little bitty flowers. I didn't want big flowers. And I'm just going to put a group of 3 on here. You could go around, you can do whatever. This could be the top or the bottom. For me, it's going to end up being the bottom. And then I'm going to come and grab my envelope, and I'm just going to do a few of them on here. And don't forget your front. I think the post office knows when stuff comes out of my house because it always has stuff all over it. Okay, so we're done with that. Now the only thing we aren't done with is our light berry burst um, uh, blend, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that in just a minute, but let's finish putting this together. We can on this go ahead and use our adhesive tapes. I'm using Seal, just regular Seal. Some people like the Seal Plus better. I'm good with either one. Before a card, I use the Seal. So that's my inside. Again, I leave it blank so I can write my own sentiment. We're going to pull out our cheapest chips. I didn't say that in the last video. Somebody's going to say, hey, you didn't say that. My cheapest chips, little dimensionals, they are going up in price next month. So if you're thinking of getting some, I'd get them this month. They're 4.25 right now. They're going up 75 cents, which they haven't gone up in like 3 years. So I think that's pretty good, you know, for them to stay where they've been for so long. So I'm going to put my thank you on the front of my card. And you will note that I have got little pearls up here. Well, we're going to bring in our basic pearls. And I'm going to show you how we got uh, those beautiful pearls is I took my blend. And I'm going to take the bullet tip because I don't want it to smash my other one. So I'm going to go over it with my bullet tip, go over one of, there's 2 sizes, so I'm going to go over a little one, and you might have to go over it a couple of times to get it to the intensity that you want, okay? But they will color. You can do this with the diamonds or the rhinestones too. So you can always have a matching embellishment, which I really like, and that one popped up. So we will put that one on the card here in just a moment. Let me finish coloring this. Sometimes if I'm doing a lot of cards, I'll do more than, what I need for each card. I'll do a bunch of them at one time. And I'm just making sure. And once it dries, it does not come off, which I think is really nice. So I'm just making that a little darker. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to bring in a pokey tool of some sort. You can use your take your pick tool. Mine is in a box because I took it to an event this last weekend, so I don't have it. And I used a different, I did thank you, and this one's thinking of you. Boy, well, we've got a little bit thinking of you, thank you. Okay. Uh, I guess I was thinking of a thank you card today. Okay. And put 2 on there. And isn't that nice? I mean, and you can see it didn't come off on my fingers at all. But now it matches, everything matches, which I really like. So we can do a thank you. We can do a thinking of you. Um, this is called the thinking of you card, but the video is going to say thank you. But I'm showing you both of them. I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's anything that I can help you with, feel free to leave me a comment. Please like and share. If you have the ability to hype, I would like that. You could always subscribe. If you subscribe, you will be notified when my videos drop. And right now they drop once a month. So it's not too often, but enough to give you a variety. So thank you again for joining me today, and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.